Welcome again, boys and girls, to quite an interesting little video. Obviously, as you've seen across YouTube, across TikTok, maybe a little bit of Instagram if I've sent you a couple of pictures, Discord, many other places all over the world. You've seen these guys. These are the two machines that kind of have solidified a little bit of holy shit in me. Now, let me tell you a bit about these two. So, they came all the way from Wolverhampton in a massive house, basically one of the biggest privately owned houses in the entire country, I believe. They're worth about £15,000 brand new. But the thing is, unfortunately, I've just been having non-stop problems with them. As you can see by this poor one here, it has a motorboard error. The EFU001 is dead completely. In fact, I can't even open the door until this one stops having a hissy fit. And yeah, they came to me in deplorable condition. They weren't actually used by the owners of the house. They inherited them with the house. Or they bought them, they got them, like, if they bought the house or they inherited it, I don't know how it worked, but they got their hands on these nonetheless. They came with a house, and they were in a setup in a laundry room somewhere. And they were required for a business venture by a husband in the household. Or at least, hopefully, at some point. The only problem was neither of them would start. So they had a Miele engineer come around and have a look. And as you can see, this one was the one that got repaired. This one, on the other hand, though, still had no power and was left disused. When I got my hands on them, they were very dirty, very grotty, very disgusting. They were, previously, before they were in the house, they were used in a care home. Which, if any of you guys have ever worked in a care home, I haven't, but I know what it's like. Machines get abused there days and weeks and years and even decades on end. I mean, 24 years, they've been through a lot. But it's needless to say that, you know, they're getting on a bit. I also have my WS5073 here, which I've harvested for a few parts, such as a fill valve, a dispenser, and both of the boards. There's an EL120 relay board and an EFU001 motor board. The EFUs are these guys. They tend to fail a lot. This looks brand new, but as a matter of fact, it is dead. This is actually the original relay board out of this machine in original condition. This machine has run 5,000 operating hours, which is nothing in comparison to these two, which have 12,800 and 12,300 operating hours apiece. All three of these have a capacity of 7.5 kilograms and have a heating power of 7,950 watts each, with 3 individual heating elements, as you can see. Now, the specifics on these are each of them weigh 147 kilos dry, which is, it's a miracle that I have 3 of them. And in general, yes, I know, I just put out a little bit of a shit post about them saying, well, I hate these boards specifically. I don't like them. They're not very nice. But in general, I'm sure that once I'm able to get these in for a repair somewhere and also fix an EL120 board on top, these will be fully operational. Now, the little things you are supposed to check when these do break is fuses, relays, the capacitors, and the MOSFETs, which are these guys here that are fitted to this big, it's about 1.25 inches thick heatsink here. They're very industrial strength heat sinks, but it's annoying because the MOSFETs still die. And I'm not sure what the rest of the componentry is on here. I understand this is a transformer, of course, because come on, it's 240 volts, 50 hertz, and it kicks out 12 volts. I don't know the rest of the specifics because it's blocked by another component, but you get the gist. That is basically what I have. And these guys, well, they're kind of a double setup. They are wired in on a 40 amp circuit running 5,300 watts a piece, or 2 heaters. Even then, both of them heating at the same time will pop that breaker. It will make it trip due to overcurrent, which means I need to put these, or at least one of them, on a different circuit in this garage. But as for the Big Daddy, at 7,950 watts, running on a hot, a cold, and an alternative feed, well, let's just say that this thing is definitely blowing some people's heads apart when it first got unveiled around about a year ago on this channel. And don't worry guys, it will be coming back. And generally, I know I'm absolutely going to be running cycles on these with Tide, as you can see here by the boxes, Kirkland, multiple other different detergents and things, and I just have a lot to unpack. Now, generally speaking, I've got some new machines in. I've just had a lot on my plate recently. It's why I haven't really been uploading. I've done a little music mix and things and blah 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 blah, a couple of little odd posts here and there, but I just haven't done full videos, and that is something I need to do in the future. I've got a lot of things that are backed up, a lot of things that are brand new that still need to be filmed. You see, I keep going at this Lava Mac LA60 here because I really need to film this for something. So generally, once I get this EFU001 replaced, I have something coming tomorrow for it, which is a brand new EFU001 from Germany. I haven't paid the full £1,075 for a brand new board. That is something completely stupid, and I will never pay that much for a little circuit board, which could potentially just break again in a few years. It's not something I prefer to do. Now, generally speaking, these machines are very easy to work with, but when they fail in strange and very expensive ways. And it's definitely something that can be fixed by just replacing whatever breaks, basically, and then getting whatever it is that breaks fixed, and then you have a backup, which is what I'm doing. But generally speaking, when these machines are fully operational, they stay that way for a very long time. Speaking of which, the only 3 parts I've had to replace in the W6073 so far are 2-door interlocks because of, well, my general point of slamming the door very hard. So that has broken 2 interlocks, and then the original EFU001 broke down on the machine's initial test / cleaning cycle, and that was about that. And obviously nowadays it's been harvest for parts for these 2 beauties, something that I really didn't want to do, but I understood that I had to if I wanted to see these 2 working at the same time. Now, from here, from the center, the machine on the right is the one with the strongest motorboard, considering how it came out of the W6073. But the issue with this machine is the dampers are dying. They are very, very soft, very spongy. Not really something you see often in machines of this caliber. Now, they were estimated from a Miele engineer to be replaced, but the previous owners decided to not do that. Now, I understand why. Miele engineer estimates are very, very costly when it comes to these because of how their tubs are. You'll notice how their tubs rest on 4 ASCO style, I believe they are SUSPA suspension legs with an additional spring for weight holding. And I think these tubs probably weigh about 120 kilos. That's an estimation, of course. So they weigh a lot. Now, generally speaking, these WS5073's are very similar to this W6073, but the only difference being is the W6073 has a honeycomb drum, whereas the WS5073's have a regular drum. And also, the 6073 has this. This is an additional air vent, required after, I believe, 2002, I think. And these, being from 2000, do not have that. So you get instances like this. Yes, you have detergent where, well, you have instances where you overdose the machine with detergent and foam will, of course, erupt out of the dispenser. Now, with the air gap, it doesn't go up to the dispenser, it goes out through the air gap, which I have seen multiple times on this W6073 during experimentations with new detergent and things, and little bits and bobs that I create myself. Now, generally, these two are absolutely going to be pushed into working service, and, well, let's just say that the videos are going to be quite interesting. So, yes, keep a lookout, folks, and you will see this pair very, very soon at your screens. That's about it from me, Central One. I am going to go now, of course, because I have a lot to do with this one to get it ready for tomorrow's little part exchange. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.